Greetings and salutations to the bloodline. Greetings and salutations to the bloodline. It is so wonderful to be here. Um, Today is a multitask day. I'm at one of my favorite spaces. You already know I'm at the General Baker Institute in Detroit on Illinois. Donate to these people. Much as I be saying cash at me, please donate to this wonderful family. This is literally a community center run by a family. Her husband, Mrs. Kramer, and these beautiful women's father started this place called the General Baker's Institute. And the General Baker has moved on, transitioned, and his wife and children have kept it going. When I say this is a beautiful space to be in, I mean it. It is all inclusive, and I don't know what I would have done without this place for the last couple of years, especially over the winter, with me being a like I am. So today I want to talk about a couple of things. I would have did this on my Facebook page, but I don't know what's going on with my homeschoolers page because I really wanted to do some of this on my homeschool page. But we're just gonna do it here, and I'll definitely try to share it to my page. Mm. So this is why I'm here. I did have a couple of projects. As you can see, this is a sewing machine, and I've come up here and I've documented before on my Instagram page, my Facebook page, even here, that we do wonderful crafts and things. So we're always talking about women not being feminine. And I think one of the problems is that we don't something's wrong with that word. Women are not in their self. That's what the problem is. We are not in the self as we should be. We are not allowed to be authentically self. And when you're told that all the things that are associated with being a woman feels like a task, like sewing or crocheting and things like that, it starts to feel that way sometimes. We don't want that for each other. So to me, um, crocheting and sewing and building things are a part of anybody's nature, men or women. Men are artistic and so are women. Men make clothes and so do women. We have an industry that flaunts how men makes clothing for women, don't we? Those men aren't put down. So we have to get back into authentically building skills as a nation. We have lost a lot of the skill building that we were raised with, especially my generation, because we still had not economics. What was the name of that class? Oh my goodness. Anyway, it was a class in high school and even in junior high school where you learn how to cook, sew, do, home repairs, like fix a cabinet. We also had automotive shop for certain people that were inclined to it, wood shop. So these are the skills that they've taken from our people. Because when you are in junior high school and high school learning these skills, when you come out, who do you need to buy furniture from? Who you need to buy clothes from? I make my own blankets. If I really don't want a blanket, buy a quilt or anything, I can make my own blanket and sleep up under. I slept under one of the blankets I made this year over the winter. So, it's like these skills have to be built. So I know I did a very powerful Bible study a few days ago that I'm going to continue. I'm not done. I just need to break. It's a lot going on. So the breaks are when I'm not just doing intake on my mind, I'm doing the physical work that goes with the mind so that I can build myself up. So one of the things I just want to go over slightly today, y'all gotta excuse me because I'm trying to eat. I told her I would do some garden work for her because she got these beautiful gardens out here. And of course I said yes because they feed me good. They take good care of me. I love this place. So for all my people, they'll be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I don't have the money to. Yes, you do. You just don't think outside the box to get it done. So I haven't really practiced my Spanish since I stopped living in LA because there's no culture here like that for me within the city of Detroit. And do I do know some Latino people? I'm not aware of, or I don't hang with them long enough to learn Spanish. So these are some of the cheat codes if you don't want to spend a lot of money. You want to learn something new without spending a lot of money. So in the city of Detroit, we have El Centro Hispanic News because I wanted to touch up on my Spanish and I didn't have anyone to practice with. So some of the articles here are in English, Latin, and some of them are in Spanish. And when you start learning, if you just start saying the words out loud, you'll get it. But sometimes you won't, especially if you don't know their alphabet. So when I lived in LA, when I went to school in California, this was my high school Spanish book. You know, a tourist can hoard some stuff if they really want it. This is one of the few things I have not let go of since high school, which was my Spanish book. I don't know why I thought I needed this book, but I'm 51 years old now with the same high school book. So when you come in here and say you hit words that you're not aware of when you're learning how to speak Spanish, I go in here. It gives me the days of the week. It gives me months. Teaches me how to count in Spanish. It gives me the history. Now, like most books that are written, the people do not talk like the sentences that you see in here. Just like the way we write out English is not the way we speak, the same way as for the Latin language. The way they write it out is not the same way they speak it. So you got to be aware of that too, that what you read is not the way you speak. Okay? So this book also helps you understand that they speak in masculine and feminine, which is what I love because a lot of people don't understand that some languages have masculine and feminine. Some Semitic languages have some masculine and feminine, and a lot of languages, Romance languages, the Latin language, so to speak, have masculine and feminine. So they're going to tell you where some of these languages come from. They're going to teach you basic greetings, vocabulario. Um, it'll teach you how to say "Cómo estás?" How are you? I say "Muy bien," regular, mal, not good, muy mal, very bad. It teaches you pronunciation, how to greet your seniors, youngsters. I love this book. It teaches you the monetary and yes, cero, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. That's 0 through 10. It teaches you, oh, I love this. So, and the best part is that you can go to any used bookstore and you might can find these. Go to a used bookstore, see if you can find a high school or middle school book, Spanish for Mastery. And I also have cheat codes Now, I believe I bought this at, was it FedEx or one I think I got from CVS, one I think I got from FedEx. So this is Spanish vocabulary. And this didn't cost me $7. This cost me $7. So this is Spanish conversation. It's got 100 questions and answers, days of the week, weather, seasons, measurement, color, review, people in the family, how to say that, entertainment, health, habitat, greetings, travel, time, la una y cinco, las dos y diez. Ooh, I'm so out of practice. It should flow better than that. It teaches you their alphabet, even the math, the months, enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. It teaches you the color, negro, blue, azul, uh, brown, marron, dark, verde, claro, rosado, morado, rojo, blanco, amarillo. So that's Spanish and sign language. So this is how you self-educate yourself. There are tools out there for you. You don't always have to be in somebody's classroom. What it takes is your determination and your diligence, basically. So let me let me stop for a minute because I'll be just ready to jump on in. So greetings and salutations to the bloodline. This is Salima Ellis. Today is a multitask of projects and projections and creations. So today I came up here to get my El Centro Hispanic news, and this is what goes on around Detroit and our communities in the Latin community and other communities. They don't just report on their community. Now here, y'all know I started this 2 months ago, but our last couple of days were canceled, mostly due to weather and traveling. So this is the sewing machine I'm going to be using today. This is the brother, and I want to finish up this project. Basically, that's one of the reasons why I'm up here. And I have weeding to do in the garden. Yes, this place has a garden that I love to help maintain. One of the reasons why I love being up here is that to receive their services, excuse me, um, you volunteer. It helps keep them going. You keep the building clean, you volunteer. And you get fed. So, last but not least, this is my tiny house. This is the rough draft. Excuse me, y'all. That's so rude. Now, like I said before, mm, I got a couple of these rough drafts because I realized um, this is the reason why I'm using ties. Believe it or not, I do know what I'm doing. I got my I graduated from Job Corps from construction. I got my GED. So I use ties so I can come in and out of my model. You don't want to use anything too tough. You don't want to staple it before it's done. So you use ties like this to keep it together. And you could take it apart when it's time to work on the inside or the outside. And I'm learning how to get my concepts and ideas together. Where's my water tank going to be? You know, my rain catchment system. Where is my toilet going to be within the space? You know, I have to have some privacy, but I have to still be able to travel with it. And the reason why it's this small is because I don't want anything really that runs by the motor. Because when the system collapses and you're not able to get gas, you want to be able to move with your tiny house. You don't want a tiny house you got to leave behind like you would a regular house. So the shelter I'm building has to accommodate my sleeping quarters, my school, and my garden. So I use the ties to help me see, whenever I get to something, I can say, okay, this is what I want to do with my tiny house. And I love watching shows like Living Big in a Tiny House. It gives me great ideas on how to do things, to add things that will give me maximum space. I also watch tree houses. Oh, I love tree houses. They have great ideas for tree houses that you can incorporate into your tiny house. Because, like I said, this is also going to be my school, my home, and my garden. So I have to be able to incorporate a gear for me that functions without gas. I don't want I love the tiny houses, but I want a tiny house that will move without gas if necessary. You see, so that's the thing. When you start these projects, how deep you have to be able to mentally delve in to see the outcome. So now that I know what I want, my job is to go in and figure out how to make it happen. How do I put this tiny house together? How do I add what I want, and not just what I want, the necessities? This has to be big enough to fit a toilet, also, sleeping quarters, a cooking space, and my garden. And my garden is, of course, going to be how I eat. So I'll be putting up some of those on my Facebook page. I just measured out some spaces and some flatbeds because I can't have it too wide that I can't drive in a lane with the rest of the cars. But I have to have it tall enough where I will have privacy. I don't want anybody to see me handling my business in my tiny house, in my tiny shelter. And the wheels have to be durable. I'm on the market now for wheels that can hike. I need a house I can go hiking with. My house got to come with me. I don't want somebody I can just park on the road. So I'm also learning, and I've been bugging my niece Amanier, how do I make some parts of this like origami, foldable, collapsible, so I can keep it moving? So these are all the ideas that have been coming to me like, wow, we can really revolutionize tiny house without going broke. Because some of these tiny houses are also like $100,000, $36,000. And I'm like, that's not viable for those of us who really want to come out of the housing market. So that means we got to educate ourselves, build our own models, and pay attention to the realm, learn how to measure, learn how to see the picture. I can see this in the end. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I love about being a creative force, that I get to have a hand in not just the creation, the manifestation, the creation, and the final project of what needs to be done. So yeah, I use ties so I could come out. This is a hump up here because this is where my water catchment system and rain flow is going to come from for showers and my garden. Okay, because the water I use has to be healthy enough to flow into the garden for my food, my herbs, whatever I'm doing. So the tiny house has to be a one and all. It has to be not only where I live, where my food lives. My food has to live with me. I don't want to be forced anymore ever again in my lifetime, once this is created, to have to go to anybody's market unless I just want to, unless I just have a taste for something I'm not growing within my tiny house. So that's the future I see for myself to be. When I say self sustainable, I mean self sustainable. Will I be able to get on this thing and just start paddling and be gone? a whole house. So, how do I utilize the outside spaces and the inside spaces? How can I make this comfortable enough for me in here? And I want a small, very small wood burning stove that I can cook on because I love those stoves. And then I won't have to put another stove in a tiny house. What I cook on and what keeps me warm will be the same thing. I love that. So these are the notes we got to take when we learn how to start building and manifesting, creating. The manifestation is here. Sometimes you are a part of the creation, so you got to put in that physical work too. Especially when you want it, like what's the saying goes? Sometimes if you want something done, you got to do it your damn self. So this is me participating in what I want done. And this is why I say I'm serious about when I say I want these donations for what I'm building, because this is real. This is not nothing fake. So this is how indigenous people can take themselves out of this brutal housing market. Stop being foreclosed on. Stop being told you got to live this way. The only thing that gives them power is you believing you have to live that way, that you have to pay all those bills, that you have to pay a mortgage, that you have to pay a sewage company for the rain that falls out the sky. Mm-mm. That's over. And that's another reason becoming off their grid. See, when you go off grid, that means off the 3D matrix. Now you're using the real matrix. Now you're using your realm. You get off their grid, and that's what that means. Off grid means off 3D matrix. Now you're going into a deeper part of the matrix because now you're going to learn how to utilize the land around you and the natural resources. And I need a workshop because I got tools. I want to be able to build. So I've been learning how to create spaces within. So this is a table, a fold away table. Okay. So these are the things I'm learning to incorporate within my in myself, within my own psyche. When people tell me no, you let other, no, no. This is being a responsible adult. So I'm excited. I'm excited for everything I'm doing. I've been getting the donations from people that be like, "You're serious," and I'm like, "Yes." And when they see that I'm actually doing these things, well, it's not a good feeling like that because I don't need a pat on the head. This is me. I'm not gonna be no other way. And right now, I'm looking for a place, Detroiters. If you watching this and you in Detroit, I'm ready to come out the house. I need a place to park my tent safely. If you are willing to share your space with me, I would really appreciate it. Please email me at salimasknowledge@gmail.com. If you have a space in Detroit where I can pitch my tent and do some of this work, especially if you have a garden or anything, I would really love that. I would really love that. And I can get some more work done, and I can really get some work done. So that would be wonderful for those willing to share a space with me. I do not want to live in anyone's house over the summer. I literally want to be outside. Excuse me. Hey, baby. All right, what's going on? Okay. I'm at the General Bakers. Hey, check me out on YouTube. See what we talk about. Thank you. You ain't got to stay off the whole time. Just check me out. All right, love you, baby. Thank you for being patient with me. So yeah, and when you practice the arts, it helps to manifest that side of you. Sometimes we feel stagnant. There are those of us who are just bookworms, and for a long time, I can never say I was just a bookworm. At one point, I was a very gifted young artist, but I encountered adults who smothered that, who felt like My gift was a shit if it wasn't going to be used for the potential that they saw in me. And parents, please don't do that to your children. It stifles them and it slows down. That slowed me down so fucking much. That just damn near broke me. So, parents, if your child has a gift, do not fucking interfere with the gift, with the potential that you see in them, because you will make them lose that love for it. Parents, I know we think we do, and we have the best intention for our children. We want them to live better lives than we've lived. We want them to be stronger than us, but sometimes we fucking up. We interfere when we do that. So please be careful. Let your child's gift develop naturally, because there's no telling how far I would have gotten had I not been interfered with or told, "Oh, that's cute. That's a cute little picture." Stop doing that to our children. Stop doing that. When children express themselves, let them wholeheartedly express themselves. And for you to demean them to say that what they're expressing ain't nothing, you shouldn't do that. So, and that's why I do the letter of the day or the week to my children, either the letter of the month. So when I look back in my life and I've seen where I might have done something to my children inadvertently, when you see those letters on Facebook, those are my letters to them. Those are my apology letters. I'm not ever asking my kids for forgiveness. Never. Never. I'm not going to never ask them for forgiveness. All I have is an apology. If you're a real parent, apologize. They don't need the background why you did the shit. They don't need to know that you shut the fuck up. Apologize and let it go like that. And let your apology to your child be sincere. We as parents, we get too arrogant with that. I'm a parent. And don't get me wrong, I've said some stuff and done some stuff that I felt was justified. But being older and wiser, there are times I know I was still justified. But there are also times when I take what I did to my children, I have to be accountable for that. And that's not easy as a parent. Okay. So, yeah, part of being artistic opens up that realm where we're allowed to review our memory of self. Art does that to you. Art makes you remember things, your childhood, it makes you remember. That's why they say art is therapeutic, because there were things that will pop out while you're being in your, creative stage, in your creative mode, and you're happy. But then all of a sudden you might have a memory or something and you think, wow, I could have handled that differently. Wow, I owe my child an apology or just whatever. And that's why art is considered therapy, because it allows you to delve into self without harming yourself. Because without art, sometimes we can delve into self where they say do that shadow work, your mirror work. But if you don't have any creativeness to help pull that out of you without hurting yourself, because it can be painful going through that, but you want to be able to transform from it. You don't want to keep going back into the memory and it's just this awful memory. You want to go into self, come out of it, into form, out of form, through form, and into form. You're not competing with anybody else except the person you were yesterday. And that's what being artistic does. It is therapy. Art helps you work through whatever's up here that you haven't dealt with. Mommy, daddy issues, mommy, baby issues. So, yeah. What else was I working on? So, yep, that was my cheat for languages, the Spanish. Go to a used bookstore, find you a good Spanish book, get these cheat sheets from FedEx or CVS or whatever, and just go to your local, and these are free. Like I said, these little papers are free all throughout Detroit, South Central. They usually in the community center, even at your local library. And then you just start learning how to read Spanish, and then you'll learn how to speak it. So this is why I say when we say self-educated, we are the kind of people we take. My education is my responsibility. I can keep saying, yeah, the government miseducated me. The government did this, y'all, and Am I a minor or am I a major? That's what the hell I'll be talking about. So when you become a major, you take responsibility for the things that you require, need, and desire. My education is a necessity. Nobody's going to teach this to me. I got to do it for myself. And when you don't have the funds, you got to think outside the box on how to teach yourself without going broke. So, yeah, I'm using the resources of my community to build myself, mind, body, and soul. Okay? And after I eat this good meal, I got to go out here and do this week because I promised her I would. So, today I'm eating tomato, toast, eggs, onion, goat cheese, avocado. Mm. Like I said, I tried to do straight plant based. I fucking nearly fell the fuck over dead from that shit. If I can't get the plants I need over the winter, I can't do plant based over the winter. My heart told me so. Okay. Mm. There's some other projects I'm working on. So these some handmade frames I'm working on, which is another reason I got a problem with the AI art because our children, melanated children, are some bad motherfuckers, and they should not have to compete with AI. AI mimics what our children can do artistically, and you're taking the business away from our children. These young people are so talented. Come on, y'all. Come on. And this is what we say as the older generation, we saw the bigger picture. You are going to displace a lot of our people using these. It's not real. It's not real. And I can dig it. I can dig why you like it. I see the AI art, but I like the art that our young people produce. These people are really talented, and those are the people that need to be highlighted upon this platform, not this AI art. Y'all know too many young people that are artistic. Let them open up your show. Let that picture that they drew and put the price up there. You see what I'm saying? Hey, this is such and such. This is their picture. This goes for such and such amount, and this is, it's already copyrighted. You can't have it. If you display it, take a picture of it, you're breaking the law. Buy it. You see? So, yeah. And this is my some of my daughter's work. You've seen her, some of her work open for me and the goddess. You've seen this before. If you go to Yasina University, you will see some of these. Is this right? Yeah, yeah. You can see some of my baby's artwork across the realm. Look at that. So yeah, it's and I don't want her to become discouraged because people are all up on AI's tip. Right? AI is real, really creating something, and it's not. Okay. So I didn't want to make this too long. I'm gonna get off of here in a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to follow up. Greetings and salutations with the how are you? Um yeah, we're gonna do Bible study, but I'm probably gonna do plank energy again, probably if not this evening. A reading of plank energy to keep breaking it down because y'all about to realize y'all some bad mother. Shut your mouth. Yes, and then we'll do another Bible study soon because I okay, so I put out a first of all, this frightened me so bad it woke me up out my sleep. My Akashic record woke me up out my sleep at 4:35 in the morning and told me something that almost made me pee on myself. And I said, it told me something about the men and the women from Bible study And I said, oh, the men aren't going to like that. Men don't want to hear that. They're going to think I'm trying to make them effeminate. So what I said the other night was that there was no such thing as man. A man is a figment of your imagination. And this is why I say they're not going to like me for this, because they think they're going to turn them into a woman. Man didn't exist until the corporation came. Think about it. Man did not exist until the corporation came. And I wish I had one right here because I will let you know. If there's a man sitting here next to me, this is going to hurt some men to their balls, but I'm gonna do it just like this. Say, I'm a woman, and this is a woman. Women is not plural. Women is for my compliment. Man is the intruder. That's why he doesn't have the W in front of his name. There's no such thing as a man. The man is the beast. So when we go back in the Bible study, I will be breaking this down. I'm a woman, and if somebody had a scrotum and everything sit next to me, he would be a woman. There's no such thing as man. Man was created to separate us from each other. Woman, woman. And I know that's gonna hurt a lot of people. I don't know woman. That's some effeminate shit. You trying to turn us gay? No, I'm not, because I ain't trying to get rid of your balls or nothing else. I'm trying to tell you, you have been tricked by the beast to believe you're better than me, and now the realm has fell the fuck apart. Greetings and salutation, enemies public. Oh, greetings and salutation. Hey, that live you did the other night with the videos, how they portray us. Oh my goodness. Gratitude, gratitude. So yeah, even and that's why they turn Latin into English, to make it a transitory language so that they could change it whenever the fuck they was in the mood. I am a woman, and my compliment that makes me pregnant is a woman. And all they did was cut off the woe and put man in top and said, oh no, you over her. So now we got these fucking gender wars. But if you knew you was just like your mama, man, you just like me. Line up the body, line up our sexual organs. They are the same. The only difference, it's only three differences between us: breastfeeding, uterus, and prostate. They got us fooled. They got us fooled. The humans got the woman and women fooled into thinking. That woke me up so much. And Source was like, you got to tell them. Even if they can't accept it, you got to tell them. And that's the hard part about being part of Source. Because there are the re-education that has to go on among the realm to get us together. Our compliments are women. I am a woman. We got to fix this language. We got to get it together. They got us twisted out here with this English. We speak Latin. English is a derivative of Latin. And that's why I'm going to go into the history when I go back into the Bible study, because I will be doing that this week. We're going to pop it off up in here. So, and the reason why I say I'm a woman and he is a woman, because everybody thinks we get pregnant when we have sex, but really he been carrying the baby. He been carrying the baby. He been pregnant. He just want me to share in his pregnancy. Woman, women, women give you their trust. We're going to stop playing with the beast out here. Man is a fucking figment of your imagination created by the entity, corporate entity called God, so he could separate us from each other and have this bullshit going on. Have us disrespecting each other. Y'all about to figure it out. See, and this is why I can't stand religion. Because under religion, these people live in fear that we're going to do to them what they have done to us. But we're not. We just leave me alone. And I think that's the fear of men. That once they find out, uh, they think we want to take control and take that. I don't want it your spot, mister. I need you to stay in it. But I need you to realize who you really are. We are not separate. I am a woman, and my complement is a woman that can do what I do. He spit out a baby just like me. His baby just ain't that big. It's damn sure a long, winding road when giving information, especially when people are indoctrinated to you right. So this knowledge is going to be hurtful to some men because they're going to think I'm trying to effeminate them. No, please keep your muscles. I need those muscles. I need you to help me build my tiny house. The stuff y'all claim y'all here for, we need you for that. You see what I'm saying? So no, it's the knowledge of coming back to self. And when you come back to self, your compliment can come to you. I miss my compliment. And we're going to do some more plank energy reading. Probably not. I think I want to do that today. I want to do the plank energy reading. We broke off from last weekend. I want to get back into it because it's the plank, it's the knowledge of the plank energy and black radiation that helps me see the realm better. So when I take that knowledge with me and I go out into the gardens and I go out into the realm, when the natural realm speaks to me, not the agriculture that we plant, when the great mother speaks to me through the burdock, through the mulberries, when I ground in myself, through everything that grows naturally that does not have to plant it. What I say, we are organic. We eat from the organ, and their food is organic. Man is organic. That's why he's called a humanoid or something, mankind, sort of like a woman and women. So I'm going to go back into the Bible study because we want to make it deeper to the fact where the men, the men still have not received their proper teaching that you are the night, even though you are women, you are still the night. And there is a lot of distancing going on between the woman and the women on the realm because of the ideology and the false education of the beast, allowing him to educate us, allowing this corporate entity to educate us. That's about to stop. That's about to stop. Um, what else? The night. One of the reasons why you're stagnant, aka black man, because you know how I feel about y'all are knights. I've been saying that. Y'all are the real knights of the realm. And one of the reasons why we have a disconnect is because back in the day, our men used to go on journeys. And the journey was is that they had to be in service of someone who was considered the opposite sex. And part of your journey was that you had to care for this person and help them finish a quest. And you had to do this with somebody that you had no intention of screwing so that you can't find them attractive. It usually has to be somebody older than you that you're willing to give your services through to. And then once you finish that quest, you are in knighthood. See, the throne be trying to mimic our people too tough. Did you hear me, aka Black Man, Mr. Knight? Y'all have not been allowed to go on quests, so you're stagnant. You're stuck in these goddamn cities, and the only thing telling you want to help yourself is to help yourself to some pussy, but you're more than that. You're more than that. So this is Source talking to you. We are stagnant as a people because the knight isn't being allowed to go on his quest so that he can improve himself. Yeah. So for the men of the realm and ladies that want certain men, this is how you find out if you have a man's man. Has he gone on a quest to help someone without any reward to himself? Mm. AKA Black Man, Mr. Knight. Has he gone on a quest in his life to accommodate, manifest, and help someone grow, whether it be a senior, a child, or someone of his age, without expecting sex? That's what our knights used to do. They used to have quests, journeys. Our men don't get to journey no more. That was one of the reasons why they started all this shit in the realm. Where you going, nigga? Where you going? What you got that for? So now you can't travel outside the open air penal colonies without being penalized. Oh, I can't wait to jump back into Bible study. This shit gonna be so cold. So I didn't want to make this too long. I just wanted to show some of the ways that we can self-educate ourselves without spending all this money. Enemies Public. I can't wait for the next one because man, you've been banging it out. Like I said, that was very powerful. Mama Medea, like you know, when I get ready for the alchemy, you just come on in, you and Mama Faye. Um, that class will probably be about $40. I ain't gonna make it too expensive. I want people to come in and get this knowledge. And that's one of the reasons why I've been reading the Planck Energy out loud so that you can have a grasp before you come into the classroom. Because so if we could get the Planck reading, Planck unit reading, and Black Energy reading done, finish um, before I do the next alchemy, everybody will be caught up and start understanding how the alchemy on how this programming happened, how it continues to happen. So yeah, and I will be doing Bible study. Probably not tonight. I'm gonna be out because I gotta go in this garden, pick weeds, and I still gotta finish my own projects. Maybe if I have a good grandma nap, I'll I'll come and get some work done. But other than that, no. And yeah, please hit that subscribe button, share this knowledge. Share. I know what I just said blew some wigs back. I know it's gonna be some men be like she trying to effeminate us, but you gotta think you, yeah, Mr. AKA Black Man, Knight. Nobody is gonna tell you the truth, but the woman that want to see you do better than everybody else. So y'all have been beat down. Think about it. Who would tell you this? Don't these other people, don't their men go on quests? Don't they go on adventures to elevate the mind, body, and soul? But you have not been allowed to. You've been made to be afraid just to travel. Y'all got to change y'all minds if y'all want a man that is not seasoned enough, who has not done beyond what is expected of him of society, cannot do the things that the matriarch needs done. I have been in situations where I have had to stand alone against men and women. Not violently, but just well sometimes yeah violently. But and the men could not understand why I was like, you can't help me because their minds was not ready. You got to get your mind right, people. Mr. AKA Knight, I just gave you some knowledge that might make you feel offended, that might make you feel like I'm trying to effeminate the world, but I'm not. I am trying to bring us closer together. You ain't no fucking man. A man is half a being. A human is half a being. A human is created of different entities. Go watch Collide. Go watch Collide. Not on YouTube. Go to his Instagram. We've been saying it all along. If you go to my old videos, they tell you through their own thing. They are made up of. They got the DNA of flies, primates, canines, everything. That's why they pull so many different ways. And then they pull us with the program in many different ways. But Mr. AKA Black Man, whether you get this today, whether you accept it today or not, it is the only way back to the realm to realize we are one. And the only disconnect is the mind fucking set. The mindset that says you're better than me. Or I deserve this more than you. It's always some kind of fucking competition that they want us to live in. But there should be no competition. There is no competition for natural law. Natural law is I'm a woman and you are women. And a woman needs a woman. A woman is feminine and women are masculine. Latin, not plural. Women is not plural. It's a masculine. Woman, women is not plural for a bunch of women. It's the other term for my compliment, the one that gives me the trust. So I didn't want to make this too long. I love y'all. Like, subscribe, cash at me. I'm going to keep bringing y'all the knowledge. I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. I live in a tent. You know what I'm saying? People be like, well, you got a house. I'll be like, no, you don't understand my goals, baby. I want to be, this is my home. The realm is my home. So I love you. Right. Oh, my dear, I love you. The men are women who can't remember. And see, unbeknownst to man, y'all hate church, don't you? Why you think y'all hate church? Why y'all think y'all go to church less than women, less than a woman? Because they've been buck breaking you with this nonsense from day one. Woman and women are complements. Women is not plural for woman. It's not. Read your Bible and your dictionary again and again and again. Because I'm telling you, Source woke me up out my sleep and said, oh, baby, you got to read that again. You're not clear yet. I said, what? I'm doing and teaching exactly as you told me to, Source. They said, no. Look again. Read it again. Read it again. Look up the definition again and again and again. So that's why I never come up here like I know everything, because Source is like, y'all all learning this shit together. And that's why I always say, where are my students and where are my teachers? Because we all learning this together, baby. So like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Peace and love. Thank you for coming on in, checking it out. That was short. Like I said, I'm going back into Bible study. Baba's hold your nuts. Do what you got to do to get through it, because I ain't going to quit. I'm about to break down why Adam ain't got shit on you. So peace and love. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank everybody for coming on in. I hope you enjoyed this live. This shit get deep. This shit get deep. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love this stuff. I love it.